Welcome to Age of Empires 4 casted game. We have on the color yellow Soldier representing the English, and in the south we got Blade 55555 representing the Mongols. Now this is my very first casted game, so we will see there will be a lot of room for improvement, I'm sure. Let me know in the comments below. So this is a match I like very much, Mongols against English, because English is a civilization that it's very hard to harass, because they can go for early farms. Their farms are cheaper, so they don't need to go out in the map to gather food, unlike any other civilization such as the Mongols, because their pastures are not as good as the farms. So it's a match that personally I struggle a little bit. Like, as Mongols, it's hard to push the English here. So let's see what these players can come up with. So Blade, trying to scout the enemy, uses the Falcon. The Falcon, it's a really nice skill that the Khan use. The Mongols use the Khan. The Khan can use... It's basically a scout with some skills that you can use. Like, for example, you can run faster, you can do the attack speed arrow, you can do defense, and you can also throw the Scalding Falcon that will give you vision like this, and then it will disappear for a while. So at the beginning there is not much to see, really, but what we want to check if it's the Mongol player wants to be aggressive, and looks like he is, right? I mean, he built a barracks, so most likely he will throw spears, or maybe he will just use them in the future. I'm not really sure about that. That's very interesting, because usually you want to build something that you want to use right now, right? And because Mongols have the Kashyyyks, which is the early knights in the next age, it will make more sense to build a stable just right away, if he plans to use them anyway. So let's see how many ships he got. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He got quite a few ships here. English player, not so much. Let's see if we can find the scout here. Yeah, not so much. But like I said before, English don't really need that many farms. Sorry, that many ships, because they just have... their farms are just so good. So English aging up with a counting hall, a landmark that allows you to produce longbows way faster than the normal archery range, and Blade going for the civil tree, which is basically a market which gives you discounts. It's interesting that he built a barracks, but he didn't send any soldier to harass the English, which is very hard. Like I said before, English is very hard to harass, because you cannot see it here, but when there is a new enemy here, they will ring the bell. And when they ring the bell, they know automatically when they need to hide to prevent harassment. So we see the first couple of longbows going out, focusing on that wolf. Look at that. No wolves allowed. Small scream of victory. Then Blade going to the next age. Khan just being the Khan, annoying. trying to check where are his resources. He went for this deer, so he's a little bit exposed. So let's see what Blade is doing now. So like I said, he just built a stable, right? And he didn't build the barracks. That's very interesting. So he built a stable, and the Mongols can produce double units at the same time by using stone. Unlike any other civilizations, the Mongols cannot build stone walls or keeps, so instead they give them some bonuses for double producing units and also some economic upgrades, which you rarely see actually, but they're there. I find them really good actually. So let's see how he handles this. Another Keshik is going on, and Soldier is not having many units actually. Soldier doesn't have any unit to defend the attack, which he already should have now. So maybe this looks like he wants to go to the next age, the Castle Age. This is a clear indicator that he, like 9 villagers on gold. That's a lot. So we got the first attack. He didn't manage to get any villagers, but still a little bit of an idle time. And Soldier without any spearman, it will be very hard for him to defend this attack. More Keshiks coming up here, and now Blade will put a tower here to secure this position and do a tower rush. Well, not really tower rush, we're in minute 7, right? But, you know, this tower, if it goes up, it will be very hard for Soldier to grab the gold. Now, this is a very interesting unit. The Keshik, unlike the regular Lancer, it's a little bit weaker, but it can heal for any attack it does. You can see it gains 3 HP for each attack. So they can basically heal while they're not attacking, which is a pretty good thing. And now the next age is coming. He's going for the White Tower. Interesting decision, because Mongol is trading. Let's see how his trade is going. So he has 5 traders. If he doesn't stop the trade, it's gonna be very bad. Those traders come with gold, and in the future they will also give food and wood and stone if you have enough traders and you get the upgrade. So by putting that White Tower, like, you get the defenses you need, and you can stay in your base for a while, and the Mongol won't be able to push you further. But you will be behind the villager count. Like you can see already, the Mongol has 35. This is already counting the traders. 29 for the English, which means he will be behind. He needs to go for a second DC if he wants to catch up with production. And it's gonna be a little bit hard here, because the Mongol is already on the base. So far, no spearman coming for Soldier. Looks like a really tough position. He secured this area. Place them out. Looks like he can go through here, actually. Looks like a little opening. I may be wrong, but it looks like that's the case. But Blade just decides, hey, you know what, let's just push here. Like, I only care about your gold. Without your gold, you cannot have any upgrades, any Castle Age units like the man-at-arms or the crossbows. So he should be in a very, very good position. Meanwhile, let's see what's going on in Blade's base. He already produced the archery range. Expect archers to come soon. Actually, they already have 3 in production. We got more stables, which means more Keshiks will go to the enemy base. Well, let's just see the villager distribution. You got a lot of food. You need a lot of food to produce these soldiers. Meanwhile, Soldier here, 15 on wood. 17 on foot, which means he needs that production. He needs those military units to defend. Otherwise, the push will just get worse and worse. This is a really tough position. I wonder how Soldier will deal with this. Let's see his vision. So Soldier don't know anything about the trade yet. I mean, he scouted it, but like so far he cannot stop it. He needs to focus on his base, and look at his vision. Like, you have 3 towers here, and the worst thing is you got no gold behind you. So it means you need to go here to gather the gold, and Blade is already putting a tower here. So if you grab this gold, the tower will stop you. If you grab this gold, this Keshik is already patrolling here. So you need to go to the front one. To go to the front one, you need to go through here. I must say, like, if Soldier wins this, yeah, I will be very, very surprised. Obviously, both players are very, very good. These are Conqueror 3 players. Meanwhile, more production coming for Blade. He's not looking for aging up. He's like, okay, let's have the momentum going. Let's keep producing more units. We cannot age up. You can see now Blade going to 700 resources a minute for gold, which means the trade it's getting pretty big. Have around 11 traders, and you have that one spearman here. Only one spearman. Remember the barracks he created before? That was his purpose. His purpose was to defend the trade at all costs. Look at that bold guy. So brave. So brave. Meanwhile, Soldier, I believe his plan is, as soon as I'm in my base, I'm safe. Like, I cannot gather this gold, which that's an issue because first, he cannot upgrade his units. Look, he's in Castle Age, and he don't have any upgrades. These are longbowmen. They don't have veterancy yet. Meanwhile, the numbers of the Keshiks keep growing. 14 Keshiks, 15 Keshiks. Here, 9 archers. I feel this is not enough archer numbers. Spearman will be able to handle this. Veteran Spearman against those Keshiks, they will do good. The problem is the speed. He will be able to retreat, and that's a good thing. He needs to deal with those towers, otherwise he cannot grab his gold. That's a problem. Let's see if the tower goes down, and it does. Now 2 more to go. Got a fight going on here. Archers focusing on the spearman. Longbowmen. The longbow is such a good unit. Best archers in the game so far. They have more attack, they have more range. They're just a great unit. It's very hard to counter this longbowman with a regular archer. They will just outrange you, outscale you, and in big numbers they can become really scary. So now looks we have a little bit of peace for Soldier. Blade retreating for this, but actually the age up went up. I didn't notice. The age up went up and he went for a Kurultai. The Kurultai will give Blade a bonus on extra health every second and 20% extra damage. That's a lot actually. That's a lot of bonus. Meanwhile, let's see if Blade knows the position of this army. Doesn't. Maybe he suspects they will go for the trade. So he builds a tower here to defend. And these towers for Mongols can be very annoying if they get too many, because they will, as the age up goes by, you get sprinkled in placements and cannon placements, which can be really annoying. So now the trade will be in trouble, and Blade needs to stop this. Upgrades going up for Blade. +1 attack for range. This will give me an advantage because so far Soldier haven't been able to upgrade his... Does he have a blacksmith? Not yet. He doesn't have a blacksmith either. So he cannot have any upgrade here. It's a very, very tough position because the archers are just killing all the spearmen he has. And that's all he got. Looks like Soldier putting a lot of villagers on gold just to catch up. But I feel it's not gonna be enough because Blade has the trade already going to 21 traders. That's a lot. That's a big number. You can see, does he has any villager on gold? Only 4 on gold, and he's getting that much amount of gold. Trade is something that needs to be stopped early on, otherwise it can get really scary. But the Kurultai trying to deploy is very funny. The Kurultai always tries to deploy, but somehow they always block him. For example, here, he'll try to deploy, it cannot. And finally deploy. Sometimes it doesn't. So now you will have the extra damage. 20% damage, it's a lot. And now the numbers look a little bit scary. 35 military units for Blade, 6 for Soldier, and 85 economic units for Blade versus 51. That's really, really hard. It's a very tough position. And now he lost access to gold again. That's the problem. If you don't have the gold, it's like, you know the saying, if you have the gold, you control the world. Something like that. If you don't have the gold, you don't have access to crossbow, which is very good against Keshiks. You don't have access to upgrades. So far, no upgrade. But look at that. Now he sent the knight. What happened to the spearman here? Oh, he had a job here, and he's still alive. That's the funniest thing. He's still alive. Now those traders, these are 77 gold. He's losing. Each trader that dies is a huge economic loss for Blade. So I'm sure his attention will go here, and he is. He's sending the veteran Keshiks to deal with this issue. But the spearman, nowhere to be seen. Where is our bold guy? Nowhere to be seen. And now it looks like he's trying to enter the base. He has enough units. These are a scary number of units you need to deal with if you want to defend this. You will need more than the White Tower to help you. Especially with Keshik, such a good raiding unit. He even built a market here, which means like he was trading. He was trading for gold. Maybe he sold some wood or something. That's the only way he can get it. I love how the farms burn in this game. Such a nice VFX they put here. Really, really cool. And the Mongols also get gold and fruit for each destroyed building, which also comes at farms. Blacksmith's going out now, but I feel it's a little bit too late. Units garrison here for reinforcements near the Kurultai. Meanwhile, Blade already taking those resources in the map. Let's see how his vision looks like. He has a lot of vision for the map. But now, with improved siege engineering, the Mongols can produce trebuchets and mangonels and siege towers, which you don't really see it that often. And with those trebuchets, it will be very hard for soldiers to keep up. Look at the numbers of the Keshiks, it's just too many. They don't really care if it's the spearman, which is the counter unit for the horsemen. 2 trebuchets going on here. And more units coming up for Blade. At this point, the trade line is very thick. It's very hard. It's very hard to stop this. 31 traders giving him 1.5k gold a minute. That's more than enough. Let's see what's the soldier's vision. He's stacking his base. And he went for berries. Desperate times. For sure, if you need to eat berries for lunch, that's desperate times indeed. You can see the trebuchets are dealing with the counting hall. Meanwhile, all the army is gathering here. Outpost building near the enemy base. And now soldier feels like, hey, I need a keep, you know? I need to stop this. But you already have a keep and it's not doing much. That's the problem. You need more than a keep to deal with these trebuchets. Because trebuchets has a longer range. This is very hard position to deal with. And now he says, you know what? I don't need the trebuchets. I have enough Keshiks to deal with this. Now the white tower will go down. Now with Keshiks on the base. Now it's... I think it's just about time until soldier taps out. This is... Trade couldn't be stopped. The landmarks are gonna be destroyed. And GG gets called. This was Age of Empires 4 casted Mongols versus English.